Welcome to the channel, and we are back on the offensive side of the ball. Today we are in the Chicago Bears playbook here in gun spread. In gun spread formations, personally, I really like to work out a single back. I don't mind working out of that, but a lot of people want to work out of shotgun formations nowadays, and I get that. You want to chuck the ball down the field. So that's kind of what this is here. You're going to be able to just bomb the ball down the field, wide open receivers all day here, plus a little bit of a run game. And like I said, we are in the Bears playbook, and I don't think I need to cover anything else in this intro here, so let's just dive right into it. So the play I'm going to come out in here is just the inside zone, and we're going to have 3 pass plays built off of that. We're just going to match with nickel. Maybe you'd want me to go dime here, being that it's more of a pass-centric formation, so they try to get that extra DB on the field. But I'm going to match with nickel. I feel like nickel is still a very normal, dominant type of formation. So let's start with the inside zone. Inside zone, we talk about it. I think we've talked about it almost every single video. At least this Madden. I know we're only a few in, but go ahead and check those out, by the way. If you haven't checked out the other stuff on the channel, go ahead and do that. They're very similar to this in style, flow, pace, and all that stuff. But the inside zone, very versatile run. We'll just kind of show you here. You can bounce it inside. We're there. This is still a successful run, but you can bounce it inside like that. There's opportunities to go on ahead and see if you can kind of sort of bounce it to the outside here, leave you one-on-one with the safety, something like that. But the inside zone overall is just it's just a really versatile run. I really don't know how else to describe it, and it's really good, especially once you get those guards and sometimes even your center to that second level. Honestly, you can really spring some very long runs here. Like there, you see 62. He even lit up. The guy still gets off him. Spillane, I think, still gets off him. But you can see the vision there where that guard climbs to the second level. Like here, he's going to easily be able to get up that. Actually, he's going to go all the way to the third level. That's obviously just horrible defense, and that would never, ever happen in a real game. I would hope not. But you can see the vision there where the guard, the center, here the center kind of climbs to that second level. A little bit better stick work there. You might be able to shimmy through that little seam right there and spring a big play. But overall, just the run game is the inside zone. I point it out in every single video, but it's important. That's why I do it. It's important. It just not to necessarily run the ball, but to run the right runs. You don't want to just run the ball for the sake of running, right into the teeth of the defense or whatever the case may be. You want to have good runs that are actually going to have a chance to be successful whenever you call them. So with all that being said, let's get into these pass plays here, and let's start with the Z spot. And all I'm going to do here is streak my outside receiver, Odunze, out there in this case. And of course, I do want to mention this is a formation that's going to be the same on both sides. So I'm going to be able to flip this, and only the running back is going to move. So just you want to be able to run this to the right and to the left. That's very, very important for this scheme as well. It's spread. It's like running single back ace or pistol ace. These formations you can flip back and forth without your opponent knowing. Of course, the running back does flip sides, but just being able to, maybe you see a weakness on the left side of the opponent here, like boom, I really think I can get Luther Burton wide open over there if I run the corner route. Oh man, I saw that guy was going to blitz, and of course he doesn't catch it. But you can play games that way with your opponent. So being able to run it right, run it left, just very, very important to running the scheme. You can imagine that with a run game too. Quick hike, you catch the guy running across the middle of the field, and maybe you hit a big run that way as well. So you can just see how that plays into the scheme itself. But Z-spot, all we're doing is streaking the receiver outside Odunze, and of course we're just going to be running sail on the right side of the field with 2 backside slants with Burden and DJ Moore over there. So we're going to obviously clear out with Odunze, and then kind of put that guy, that purple defender, usually there's in cover 3, there's going to be a purple zone or a light blue zone even over in the flat there. We're going to try to make him pick, is your opponent going to set his zone drops at 10, 15, 20 yards to try and stop these corner routes, maybe even killing him with corner routes. So boom, he's going to set his purple routes to his purple flat routes to 15 yards. That's going to open up Swift underneath. That's kind of the dynamic we're trying to create there. And then boom, they want to play man coverage. Well, you typically want your guy to catch the ball, but boom, you get man coverage. We still have those 2 backside slants. So here we're going to try to cook up there. Caleb, you just got to hit the throw for me. But you can see, you saw that defender come down and sort of play Swift in the flat here. They put no one on Swift. I'm assuming just a blitz call there or whatever. But again, you got to know when you're hot. You got to know when to get the ball out on time, of course, as well. Here, we're just going to see those 2 backside slants. Looked like man coverage to me, so that's boom, right where my eyes went. And you can just see repping this over and over and over again. Here they actually do play man coverage, but we are fortunate enough that they have linebackers on the field. You should probably think about that. Maybe I should just come out and dime so they play these extra DBs. But overall, very good play. I mean, if they're going to leave you wide open over the middle of the field, you should take that as well. Very good play, very tough for the user. Not a lot of things, I mean, besides those backside slants for the user to take away. Not a ton for the user to take away on that play. And just overall sail on the right side of the field in this example. Just a really good concept. Really love that concept. And I love seeing it on Sundays as well. Just a pretty concept whenever it all works out and gets the guy open. Next one here, though, H-Wheel is our next one here out of gun spread. And you know, you see DJ Moore over there on that stop, kind of running a post and stopping. I don't want him to do that. I'm just going to put him on a post. So I have two big posts on the outside. Burden trying to get at that kind of a rail route, wheel route, whatever you want to call it there. Of course, you can always put like Zacchaeus on a drag or a short cross, a shallow cross, something like that. But just leaving him on the stop route over the middle of the field is fine as well if you want to keep it to just one hot route, because I talk about it in a lot of these videos as well. That one hot route just allows you to walk up to the line of scrimmage, boom, do your hot route, get up there, call the play, and go. But so I kind of like to run it like this as well. I'm going to see those big posts. DJ Moore going to get into that little tender spot in cover 3. Of course, that other post on the other side as well. Very tough for the user to cover downfield. You're kind of preoccupying the user with a route that you really don't want to throw anyway with Zacchaeus. You know, and he kind of has to pick between those two big post routes if he is going to sort of play that as a user. And then you still have Swift in the flat if you're just trying to dump the ball underneath. And of course, that was horrible. That was horrible. I knew as soon as I threw it. I don't even know why I did that. But H-Wheel overall, just this is going to be your deep shot. Not necessarily we're taking a shot, but we're trying to dial up a big play here. We're trying to pick up 15 plus yards on this play. We're trying to really hit a big play. That's pretty much what this play is for us as well. Here you can see DJ Moore getting into that little bit of a tender spot. And the last one we'll get into here is whip halfback rail. And I like to make a couple different adjustments to the spot where Adunze is playing right now. I either like to put him on a post or I like to put him on a corner route, just depending on how I'm feeling. Like here, I mean, the middle of the field, those two safeties are as wide as can possibly be, so maybe I do want to put him on a corner route here. And as a secondary hot route as well, changing DJ Moore's route stem is also something you can do, and you can put him up all the way to where the guy is going to be sitting on that post route there. Like you can put him up all the way. I wouldn't put him up necessarily farther because I feel it messes up the timing, and I don't necessarily like that. You can put him up as far as that and feel pretty good about not those two running into each other and screwing up like that. Here we'll try to hit. I mean, if they're going to give you the running back, not great right there. Not great. They locked us down in man coverage right there. DJ Moore did not get off the press for me in the slightest. Not in the slightest, DJ. Did you get off the press? Here, we'll try to run that again. Maybe we are kind of like running this guy right into the safety. And if they do run man coverage, you do have that little zig route underneath. You need to be quicker in throwing it and throw it kind of, not necessarily on the break, but you want to get that off. You want to get that out of your hands, I guess. Here, we'll kind of move DJ Moore up just like a little bit. Here, see if we can hit. And there it finally opens up. They actually probably could have held on to that ball another second and hit maybe the running back over the middle of the field. But you can see the big play potential with this as well. Here, we'll just leave DJ Moore. We'll kind of work the right side of the field. Here, we finally hit the running back out of the backfield there. But again, we are trying to just cause confusion over there. And of course, if we can free up this corner route, that would be, like here, the corner route's not going to come open. It's not going to come open. I kind of wanted them to like flatten it out a little bit more, but I do like them on the post. I do like them still on the corner route. Here, there. You want to dump the? What are we doing right now? That's nuts. But you can see the vision. You can see the vision here against cover 3. Maybe that'll get the post route. Oh, it's actually like a cover 1 there. I wanted to lead them more, more towards the middle of the field. But I do think the plays are there if you're just a little bit better on the sticks than I am at this point in time. Here we'll take DJ Moore underneath. And that is a perk of leaving him on that little bit of a just quick out route as well. If you see free yards underneath, that is free yards underneath. But I do like this play overall. Here finally working out how it's supposed to. James Cook. I want to call him James Cook. Oh my God. Swift carrying the defenders downfield after the receiver underneath breaks out of that whip route. Here it looks like man coverage, so we're just going to dump it out to the running back. And there you can see, I mean, matchup nightmare. That would go to the, you know, I don't know if an opponent would play that necessarily in a game, but if you would catch an opponent, maybe they come out in a blitz, and then that's one where you flip it really quick on them. You run DJ Moore, you catch them in. You catch their guys running across the field, and then that's how you kind of catch them with the wheel route. Maybe something like that I could see in a real game. You flipping the formation just somehow screws with their alignment somehow, and you get a free runner like that. But lots of great downfield routes with this. We talked about these big posts, the halfback rail, even DJ Moore on a little bit longer of an out route. Odunze on this play on either the corner or the post route there if you can set it up nicely. And then Z-Spot always getting that corner route open downfield is very pretty to look at. But that is all I have, I think, for this one out of gun spread in the Bears playbook. I hope you guys did enjoy. And like I said before, if you did enjoy this one, enjoy the style, the conversational style of just walking through the plays. I have thousands of plays on the channel over the Maddens, and I try to not do meta type of plays where you're going to bunch all the time and you're doing whatever, or you're running the meta of that particular Madden. I have plays from as many playbooks as you can think of, as many different styles as you want to play, not just all-out passing, but we have run-centric schemes, wildcat schemes, anything you can think of. You can look back in past Maddens and apply those to these Maddens, and probably a lot of them still work. Probably, I would say all of them still work, probably, because we're using real football concepts, trying to get guys open just in the video game. So I hope you guys have time to check all that stuff out and subscribe to the channel so you know when when these videos go live. And I appreciate you guys sticking around this long into the video here. And with that, I think that's all I got, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Later.